Okay. So good afternoon, all of you who have assembled here. So I hope you have had a very fruitful, interaction in this winter school with faculty. I hope you have learned some of the things, basic aspects, as well as some advanced aspects of what research goes on in the department. Fairly broad spectrum, and I think very unique to this department. I think there are probably very few departments, or probably almost no departments in the country, maybe which in the physics department, which covers such a a diverse aspect of research in physics. So this last concluding session, what I'm going to try to do as chair of the department is to maybe give you an idea about the opportunities and that exist if you are interested in joining IISc, and in particular in joining the Department of Physics. And of course, feel free to then ask questions, and as far as possible, I will try to address. And if anything is left unanswered, we will try to get back to you with specific information that you may be seeking and that I may not have with me at the moment. Okay, but I'll try to provide as much information as we have. So let me get started with something that probably all of you are already aware, which is about IISc. I guess all of you know about these rankings and so on and so forth. This is about IISc. In particular, if I may say about the Department of Physics, and you can always obviously check this up, but I believe the Department of Physics is also pretty highly ranked globally. I mean, if you take for example, any of these rankings, which is for the institutions, they also give rankings for the departments, and you can check it out that IISc figures very high in this list, probably between 100 to 200, and I think it's certainly the top ranked physics department in the country. In the list, it will be probably somewhere between 100 to 200 globally across all physics departments in the world. So, and hopefully you have got an idea about the the quality and the diversity of research which goes on, which goes to justify why our department is so highly rated. So now we'll tell you a little bit more about the programs and the options which are available. So undergraduate program, that is one way in which you can get into the Department of Physics. Note that undergraduate program is basically a Bachelor of Science research, which is a 4-year degree in science. So you can do it in various basic sciences, natural sciences, physics, chemistry, biology, and so on and so forth. But that is a separate, let's say, a division where the undergraduate students are initially they join and they take courses across all these different science streams. But then in their 3rd year, they start taking more courses which are oriented towards physics. That is, you have to choose a major and a minor, which you can choose at the end of your 2nd year, and then you have to do in your final year, in particular the final semester, the 8th semester, you have to do a project in physics if you are a physics major, which is in most cases it's quite substantive, and in many cases we have had examples where people who are very good and they have been actually able to get enough work done through their project to be able to also publish something, or at least submit something by the time they leave, but which has eventually led to publication. So it's something which is already something which gives an opportunity early after your 12th school exam to get into actual research in the department. Something that is already existing, which is core to the department, that this is of course coming from students, not all the students, but large number of students from the who join the undergraduate program take up physics as a major. But then what is core to the department, that is where the students are, they join directly to the department. But at least in this case, it is directly into the division. So there is a division of physical and mathematical sciences. So these students join in a physical sciences integrated PhD program, which is post bachelor's, 3-year bachelor's. They join here, and they then have the option to join in after 2 years or 1.5 years to join one of the 3 departments in the division of physical sciences, which is physics, then Center for High Energy Physics, and instrumentation and applied physics. Okay, a large number of them, of course, continue and stay on in physics. In the beginning, they're all part of physics department in the first year. Then there is PhD, of course, which is core to the department only, and these students directly join in the physics department. And of course, there is external registration program, ERP, where if you are employed in certain areas, and typical examples that we have are people who are working in, for example, maybe defense labs or in space, for example, in ISRO, because in Bangalore we have the ISRO, several centers of ISRO, and so there are people who register here while they are working at ISRO to complete their PhD, and we have had several examples of such people who have done their PhD while they're working in ISRO in the Department of Physics. Something that is new and something that I want to share information with you, that we are going to launch this MSc Physics program, and this will be launched, expected to be launched in fall next year, August. You may know that there is already a master's program that is ongoing in the department or the division of chemical sciences and biological sciences. So that program is already running. It's already exists, and it has been running for, I think now probably it's in their 4th year, 3rd or 4th year already, and we are going to launch now, and hopefully it will be launched in the fall of 2026. So this is as far as the various programs under which you can entry into physics. So now I will discuss a little bit about the details of how you can enter through one of these programs. If you are into undergraduate program, of course, to get into undergraduate program, of course, you need these qualifications. These are essential qualifications. And then, of course, that is makes it eligible. So this is eligible. Then to qualify, you have to take one of these exams, for example, and then from there, after counseling, you can be selected, and then you can do basically. So if you are in for example, these JEE Main, Advanced, or NEET, as well as IISer aptitude test, then you can take this. If you have also qualified IIT JEE Advanced, then you can join in another stream, which is for BTech Math and Computing. But those are basically programs where by and large people join either in the computer science department or in the mathematics department. So as far as we are concerned, we kind of fall under this category here. And in this, there are various departments and disciplines, which, as you can see here, are available. Physics is one of them, and the students who join, typically about 100, 120 to 130 odd people who join each year, and then they have to do a major. They can major in any areas, but by and large, about 70 to 75% of the undergraduate students who join go on to choose physics as their major. That's what we have seen over the last 10 to 15 years. Okay, so this is of course what the options for joining the physics department to the undergraduate program. So the first 2 years, basically you know run the courses which are offered by UG. They may be obviously there will be some physics courses, but they are mostly handled by the UG division. But then the core physics courses start once you decide on having a major in physics. And then you have this. The other route is this, of course, postgraduate degree program. So here, of course, you can have all these as prior qualifications, as you can see. And you can enter in any of the departments depending on this. So if you are BE BTech, then you have here BE BTech here. So for us, it's mostly BE, and to some extent also these streams here. We do in BTech also is allowed, but mostly it is Bachelor of Science. Then qualifying exam, mostly it is these two. And then of course you can join to do chemical sciences, life sciences. And now we from next year we are going to add also the physical sciences. I'm not showing it because we don't have a program yet, but when this is launched next year, then you will also see MSc in physical sciences also being part. The criteria will be similar, but I'll give you more details about this. Okay. Then research program is of course one way. Another option that is full time, which is you can join through this, and you can do a qualifying exam is GATE. Here you have to take qualifying exam, which is JAM JEST. So then you can do this integrated PhD, as I mentioned, that is post PSc. Or here you can also do through MTech research, but this is mostly in the engineering department. This is what is relevant for us, this part here, for all these divisions. But for physics, you can look at this. So basically bachelor's, then JAM or JEST, that will allow you for entry here. Here, by the way, we have interviews. So both for this as well as for the regular PhD, you will have interviews. So this is not enough. Okay, you need to have an interview following this, which is not shown here, for which once you qualify through the interview, then you can be selected. So this is for working professionals. So here, for example, you can see that if this is your qualification, then you don't need exams. Then you can have this external, MTech research or external PhD, and of course MTech, which is online. We don't offer anything which is, and you can see this specific to these, departments only. And this is something that we, MTech research we don't offer. This is mostly by engineering departments, but PhD certainly is offered by other departments, and physics also. We can apply, we can offer, or we offer. Okay, so now a little bit about the MSc program. So this is what we have as of now. So you can see the first batch when it is launched, we'll have an intake of around 25 people, and these are your detailed qualifications. As you can see here, we take obviously from Bachelor of Science in these areas, but also BMath, BStat, or of course BE BTech, which is 4 years. So all these are eligibility for getting into this. And then selection is of course through, that is your eligibility, then selection will be through either JAM, JEST, and then for CFTI, you have to satisfy some minimum CGPA criteria. Then this also makes you eligible for this. The good thing is that there are no interviews. Okay, so there is no interview. So if you have this eligibility, and if you have qualified these exams, and of course depending on the rank, you can be selected without interview within this first. When we launch about 20 to 24 students, so roughly the target is 24. That's what we are going to have. And there are two modes of entry, first year and second year. So some people can join in the second year. If they have even a 4-year degree, they can complete 1 year here. Exit, there are two. You can exit after 1 year with a diploma, or you can complete the full 2-year program, MSc with specialization, where you actually do extensive research, especially in the second year. Okay, and as of now, these are the specializations. So within MSc Physics, these are the specializations that we are going to offer, which is going to be in astrophysics and astronomy, computational physics, high energy physics, and condensed matter and applied physics. This is something which, of course, will largely be offered in our neighboring departments, Center for High Energy Physics. Computational physics will be again partly physics and partly high energy physics. This is entirely going to be in physics. This is also entirely going to be in physics. Okay, so about one elective here, one elective here. A part of this elective is what we will have, and the remaining, of course, this and a part of this will be offered by the High Energy Physics Center for High Energy Physics. Okay. We have feedback where so this MSc Physics program, because there are many institutions and universities where MSc degree programs are already offered. So what is new? So we are trying to initiate this with some ideas where, for example, if you look at some of these aspects, or even here, we want to structure the course so that you are trained for employment also in a way which is consistent with what sort of employment you are seeking or you could actually get. So for example, we have found that there are a lot of people, a lot of interest in industry where they want to have expertise in certain areas. Okay, so give an example, semiconductor. We have an MTech program actually running on quantum technology. And since you heard today, the whole day, the talk on quantum technology, and these MTech people who graduates, they are immediately, so they do internship in various companies outside, and the moment they complete the degree, they immediately get hired in one or the other companies around the country. So that is highly sought after because you can add value to whatever already you have, and you can basically find employment for those of you who are maybe not at least immediately interested in pursuing a 5 or a 6-year PhD program, but you want to enhance your skills and add value to your CV, and then look for an employment, or maybe start something yourself, have your own startup after you have empowered yourself with knowledge acquired through this. So the hope is that this is a program which is more versatile, it is more diverse, and it can cater to people who want to upgrade their skills and maybe find employment more readily rather than waiting to do a PhD necessarily. But then of course it doesn't exclude people who still want to do PhD, but maybe you want to upgrade your skills and then say, okay, now I'm better prepared. I think I want to do, I have learned, I'm interested, I'm motivated after spending time here. I want to now go on and do a PhD. So already you are exposed to research. You would have spent already some time with research. So by the way, even in our undergraduate program, we have a 5th year, which is a master's program, where a lot of people actually want to continue. They get a master's degree. They spend almost a year doing research, and in that case, almost most of them, large number of them, actually end up also getting a publication out of their 5th year master's project. So this is already a good example that we have, but this is a more dedicated MSc Physics program where the training is more geared towards providing a holistic education, but catering to this. So these options which are given, you can choose depending on what is your perspective, whether you are more oriented in terms of an employment immediately after your degree, or you want to continue. For example, in this case, you get better knowledge, strengthen your knowledge, and then you can think that okay, now I am ready to do PhD, so I will do it here. Okay, so this is the goal, but this is something that we're going to start next year. We don't have. So of course we have the joint astronomy program, which has been running for over 4 decades. It started with these institutions, and that is how it still is. The students join in the beginning, and they are placed in IISc. They take courses in IISc, but then the lectures, or some of the lectures, are given by scientists or professors from these neighboring institutes. So all these are within Bangalore, so they come and give a lecture. Typically, this is a number, and then after some time, like a year or so, they then can decide on where they want to do their. So this is only for PhD programs where they want to do their research. So some of them continue here, but quite a few of them also go on to choose their supervisors either in IIA, in RRI, and some also, of course, work closely with ISRO. So yeah, so I think we have another thing that you want, and this is very important. So we have memorandum of understanding and exchange programs, and this is very important because these are with external entities. So this is a huge lab, DAISY, electron synchrotron lab, basically high energy as well as synchrotron and free electron laser research goes on here, apart from a lot of other activities. So we now IISc has a MOU, a memorandum of understanding, which allows exchange. So you can have exchange of students. Students can go and do internship there, spend some time in these labs, and get international exposure while you are still here. Okay, either as a physics major UG or, for example, also in the masters. We also have this center for, this is largely in fundamental research. Center for Molecular Water Science. This is also another consortium. It's a consortium of 48, I think 47 or 48 institutions, mostly in Europe and some outside Europe as well. And IISc is the only institution from India with which we have a memorandum of understanding. And so both these happened this year, 2025, and here also separately there is discussion on collaboration as well as exchange of people, so exchange of students and so on and so forth. There are at least students going and visiting and having access to this. The advantage here is it's not a single institution, as I said, it's 47 institutions across Europe. So in principle, depending on the nature of interaction with the scientists in IISc and the collaboration, you can potentially try to visit. That is, students who are interested or working in those projects can actually go and spend some time in some of these labs spread across Europe. Okay, a lot of them are in Germany, but they are across Europe as far as I can tell. Then there is also a very specific memorandum of understanding with Free University in Berlin, with similar sort of agreement for visit. So these are some examples. There are of course more MOUs where physics department is not directly involved, and you can also see this on our website. And of course, if there are collaborations with physics department faculty, then a student who joins here can also have access to this. So there is something, for example, with University of Manchester, there is something with University of Melbourne, with Australian National University, and there are many, many others, right? So we are just listing few where our physics department colleagues are directly involved in this, for this one, as well as this one. Okay, and needless to say that you will find our alumni all over, not only the country, but all over the world. If you look at the map, then you find pretty much in every sort of maybe a continent almost, if I can say, but certainly in Europe and also in the US, apart from India, they are spread out. So it's something that gives you really a glimpse of, and of course in industry. For example, if you see here, there are a lot of them actually these days want to work in industry. You can see here, for example, and there are many other examples. Okay. You can see here Oracle. So yeah, they're everywhere. Some of them have gone on to finance, especially the computation aspect. One of the ideas is that if somebody is interested in diversifying and getting into some job in finance, they are also highly sought after. So these graduates. So that's what we got the feedback that people would like to have these sort of students who are graduating from here with strong background in computational physics. They can really be hired in these companies. Okay, global foundries, across the world. I mean, these are several companies as well. You can, if you are innovative and if you are enthusiastic, you can have your own startup, for example. Okay. Of course, alumni, they become also mentor. They help you with various processes, and so that's something that you can also take help of. Of course, I think we get a lot of questions about internships. We don't, like some other institutions, we don't have dedicated internship program, but often individual faculties have maybe positions through their projects, and so you can feel free to write to them. You have heard about their research activities, so now you know what they work on. You hopefully have got an idea, a glimpse of their work, and have some understanding of what goes on, if not everything. So if you are interested and you want to do some projects, even before you join fully, you can write to them, and you can find out if there are positions available so that you can get support, and then you can already start working on it. All these details are available. I don't need to point that out. And you can find this on various platforms on social media. As you can see here, probably already are aware, but if not, you can already see in this and use this to contact, see what is going on, events which are going on, and so on and so forth, and basically have the opportunity to find out where you fit in, or where you think you want to join this thing, this department. Okay, so I think with that, I am more or less done with what I wanted to say on behalf of the department and all the faculty colleagues.